Everyone, it's Christina from Christina's Crafts. Hi, check out what I am going to make out with this sign and this little snippet from the Farm Fresh Dollar Tree calendar. Right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to get this off of here. I already took one out. We're not going to use this on our sign. And then the second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Elephant Waverly chalk paint. And I am going to very carefully paint the inside of the sign. So I'm just gonna cover this up, and I'm probably gonna put a couple coats because I am going to put some fabric on here and I don't want any of this green to show. All right, so I have it all painted. There's 2 coats of paint on there and that should be good enough. Then I have this, which was a placemat that I cut apart, excuse me, for a different project. And I have just enough to cover the inside of the box. So I'm just gonna kind of about measure this, and I'm just gonna start cutting. Hopefully I don't cut too short. Okay, I have my placemat all set the way I want it. It is the right size. And then I'm going to take some Mod Podge and I am going to Mod Podge it into my box or frame, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to put a bunch of Mod Podge in here and then put my fabric in. Now if you notice, I painted the inside and the inside edges and the outside edges also. But you can do whatever you want. You can paint it whatever color you want. Alright, then I'm going to stick my fabric in here. And I'm not going to Mod Podge the top of it, so I'm just going to let this dry and then we're going to decorate this. Okay, that is all Mod Podged in there. Then I got this LED light set from Dollar Tree. I already have the batteries in there. And you are not going to believe this, but these lights, which look super cute, the tube squishes down. So what my plan is here is I am going to stick this in here, and then I am going to take my lights all the way on the inside of the box. And I am going to hot glue them in there. So I'm not exactly sure about how much I'm going to need. So I think I'm going to start right here because this tube is really flexible. You see that? So you kind of got to be careful when you're putting it in there. So I'm just going to pull my lights through, and then I'm going to get my hot glue gun. Should be ready to go. And I am going to start putting my lights around, and I'm going to start right up over here. I'm going to stick that end right up against there. So if you can see this, that's what it looks like with the lights on. So I'm going to try to maybe, I don't know, it's like maybe squish the tube. I don't want too many extra lights left over. When I put this in here, I was thinking maybe I was going to put the lights like this, and then the box is going to go down on the bottom here because I want it to, I mean it stands, but I want it to stand a lot better. But so I'm thinking maybe the lights are going to come right about here. So they'll be a little bit hanging up, but I don't want too much hanging up. So let's see, maybe about here. So that means I need to squish this tubing in here so that it fits all the way around. So I think I'm just gonna start hot gluing and kind of squishing it a little bit. So let's see what happens. Put a little hot glue in there. I'm gonna kind of squish the tube up a little bit and hold it in. And I'm just going to do this around the box. It's kind of hard to judge about how much to squish it or not, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm squishing the light in, and right now, because I put it through the hole, it's a little flattened down, so I'm just going to kind of pull it through a little bit, see if I can kind of puff it up a little bit. And stick that last bit of glue in there. to hold it, and then this is going to come back up through here. But this is what it is looking like so far. I think it's going to look really cute. So then I'm just going to stick a little bit of hot glue just to hold this in here up on top. I'm going to stick that end right in here because that's going to be my handle instead of the beads. And then the battery box, I am going to hot glue to my sign, but I want it sticking like this because I want to be able to access the battery pack, and I also want to be able to turn it on really easy. And then also this will kind of be like a little stand to help it stand, even though it stands on its own already. But so I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue on here, not on the actual case, because I want that to be able to come off. I don't want to get on this part. And stick that right to there. And then just because this is kind of sticking out a little bit, I'm going to stick a little hot glue here and hot glue the wire to the back. Okay, so that is all glued on. I have my switch right here, my battery pack, which should still, this top part should come off, and it helps to make it stand. All right, so I have my little Farm Fresh Christmas tree sign that I got from the calendar from Dollar Tree. And then I also have this, which I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm gonna cut a little section out because I want this to stand out a little bit. So I'm just gonna cut a row off of here. And this side is kind of uneven, so I'm just gonna kind of snip that so it's more evened out. And this is gonna go on here like this, but I think I need to maybe cut it a little bit shorter. So I have my mesh, or whatever you wanna call it, all ready to go. I'm just gonna take a couple strings off of here on the ends, just to make it look a little bit frayed. Let's see how that looks. I think I'm gonna, I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it like that. I think that might even be a little too much. Maybe I'm just gonna cut these ends just a little bit. I think it's just a little too much right there. At least on the top. Okay, so I am gonna take my little sign here, and I probably should Mod Podge it down on here, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna take my glue gun and just put a little bit of glue on here. I don't want too much because I don't want it to be puffing up. Alright, just a little bit of glue, and then I'm going to glue it onto here. Try to keep it somewhat straight. Alright, and then this is going to go on my sign right here. I'm going to put it up just a little bit. So I'm going to stick some hot glue on the back of this. And I'm going to glue this right on top here. Alright, that is all glued on. Then I got these little trees, which I wish I would have found some green ones, but I didn't. I just have the white and the silver that I got from Dollar Tree, and I am gonna hot glue these right into my little scene here. I had in the pack that I got, there's big ones and there's small ones, and they are gonna go right about here in the ends. So let's try to get the hot glue in there. I probably should have waited to do my stand so I could hold this up a little bit better, but these are gonna go right in the corner here. And these are on wires, so you can kind of bend them a little bit to get them in the position that you want. And I'm going to take the small silver one over on this side. And just stick it in there. Hot glue them down. Kind of pushing them in a little bit so they're not sticking out too far on the bottom. And then I'm going to put these other ones on the other side. It's kind of mixed it up a little bit. White on one side and silver on the other side. And then the little white one on the other side. I think it would have looked a lot better, like I said, if I would have had the green trees, but I think this still looks pretty cute. Then I got this decorative base filler. This was also from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take some of these pine cones and these little white flowers, and I'm going to stick these up in the corner. I think one over here. Up in there, and then I'm thinking about sticking the little white ones next to them over here. So just a bunch of hot glue on there and stick that guy up in there. Right, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to glue him over here, and then I might have to cut the stem down a little bit. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to use that scissors. Cut the stem down a little bit. And then I'm going to stick this guy up in this opposite corner. Alright, so I'm almost done. I'm thinking it just needs a little bit more. This bottom looks just kind of weird to me. So I think I'm going to take some of the Spanish moss that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to very thinly, I think, layer it on the bottom here. I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue and just put some of the Spanish moss on there. I tried with the reindeer moss from Dollar Tree, and I just didn't think that looked quite right. So I'm just going to put some of this on here. And I think that's going to complete my project. All right, I think this totally finishes the project here, but I think I need to cut some of this off. Some of the strands are a little too long. So I'm just going to trim it up a little bit. But I think that is going to be it. Alright, well there we have it. That is my finished Dollar Tree project. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe and take care. Thanks. Bye. From Christina's Crafts, and we are about to do a little bit of gnome rehab. So, got this from Dollar Tree for $1. Great idea, kind of hideous. So, what we are going to do, first of all, is we are going to paint this red nose. Now, I have this Waverly chalk paint in mineral. That's the closest I have to the natural wood bead color that everybody's putting on there. So, I am going to just paint the nose. That is the first thing that I'm going to do. And I already did one. I'm doing 2 of them. And probably one boy, one girl, not sure yet. But I am going to get a coat of this mineral chalk paint on here, and then I am going to dry it and probably do that 2 or 3 times to get this shiny ball covered, because I am pretty sure that this is going to scrape right off of here. Okay, nose looks pretty good. There's still little spots where you can see the red, but I'm hoping that the beard is going to cover it up. Then I'm just going to take some matte Mod Podge, and I'm just going to go over the nose with it. And then I'm going to take my heat gun or my heating tool, and I'm going to dry that just so the nose doesn't scrape off. All right, now that that's all done, actually I just wanted to show you this back here. It's all plastic back here. I'm going to get this off eventually, but what I want to do is I have these pieces from a mop head from Dollar Tree, and I am going to start gluing these on here, and I really hope I have enough to do both gnomes, because I did 3 projects with the mop strings already, and I just don't know if there's going to be enough to get it all done, but I'm going to try. And if not, hopefully Dollar Tree still has some of them. So I'm just taking it and I'm folding it up. I'm going to start from the inside and work my way out. And I am just going to hot glue these right to the hat right here. And I am just going to keep going with the hot glue and gluing them down. I'm not even going to get rid of this fur. I'm going to keep that there for filler in the back. Okay, so I counted out all my mop strings, and I definitely do not have enough to do both. Now, if I would have had a full mop head, then I definitely would have had enough to do both. But I did not. So I'm just going to use some little extra to put on here to fill the beard in a little bit more, since I'm going to have to go get another mop head to finish the other one. So I got about 6 strands of mop head on each side at the moment, and that is why I don't have them like super close tight together, so that's why I just kept this beard underneath here. Alright, then I am going to stick these up around the nose here. Try not to get it all over my nose. Ugh, looks like he has a sinus infection. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and get the rest of these glued over here. Okay, now that I have all my mop strings hot glued on there, I am going to cut all the ends of them. Make sure I got that on camera there. I'm gonna slice all these ends here. And then after that, we're gonna shape the beard. Okay, I have them all cut, and I'm gonna get these cut off here also. And then I am just gonna kind of shape it going up the sides a little bit. I see I got some short ones in here. I mean, you can cut it any way you want. It really doesn't matter. But I'm just gonna grab, let's see, grab a few over here. And just kind of cut up on an angle like this. Make it a little bit shorter on the sides. What I'm doing for the hat is I bought this fleece scarf from Dollar Tree, and I planned on using it on both my gnomes, which obviously, yes, I need to get more mop head to finish that one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this about what I need once I get it apart. So I'm going to cut these little fringe guys off here, because we don't want that. And then the scarf is going to be his hat. Now, I thought this was bigger than what it was, but I think it should be big enough to go over this. So before I get that done, let's take this mop head, which I also got at Dollar Tree, and I see there's like rows in here. So I should be able to just cut a row out, and we'll see how that would look for the fur. So you just need to find your little rows here so you're not cutting it. So you just want to kind of separate it here. And then you're just going to cut down the row like so. Okay, so I have one row cut off. It's way fluffier than what I thought it was going to be. But if you see it, yeah, it's very fluffy. So what I was going to do is I was going to use this as the brim of the hat for my gnome. And alright, so I am going to cut off about what I need here for my scarf. Okay, got that. And then I am going to hot glue this probably up a little bit higher because I'm going to have that fur on there. So I'm just going to hot glue this right across. Hopefully I got enough hot glue in here. Just going to go right across here. And then I'm gonna stick that down right here. So let's flip him over, and then I'm just gonna cut right down the sides here. Just enough so that, I have to have obviously enough so that I can wrap it in there in hot glue. And I'm gonna cut this off. So just kind of size it up to where you think. Just don't cut it too short, because otherwise you won't be able to fold it over. I grab my little hot glue finger, and then I think what I'm going to do first is I am going to stretch the hat up over the top here like this. And then that is going to get hot glued down first. Just like that. And then I am going to hold this kind of tight, not too tight. See, this is, you left that stuff behind there, it kind of gives it a little fluffier look. I don't think it would have looked as good if I would have taken that off of there. So I am going to go ahead and glue this side down. And then get the other side glued down. Okay, I have the hat all on, and I think I'm gonna just trim this fur on here. I don't know, I just don't like the way it's sticking out on the sides. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trim that down. Okay, so I'm looking at my gnome, and I just feel like there needs to be more mop head in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take, since I don't have enough to do my other gnome, I'm just going to take some pieces and I'm just going to kind of fill it in a little bit more. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of randomly stick whatever pieces I have left in here. But I would suggest you get your mop head and then you put them really close together, like really squish them in there. Alrighty, I got my extra mop pieces glued in there, and then I am going to put on the little brim of his hat. So I'm going to grab my hot glue gun and just put a ton of glue on here, and then I'm going to flip this over. Flip them over, and then I'm going to hot glue this down over here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, but I'm going to cut a chunk of this off. I'm hoping it doesn't fray all over the place. Because I just cleaned up the mess, because this does shed. Get off what I can, and then, yeah, that looks pretty good. And then put it down. Oh yeah, put it down a little bit more over here. And I put a little glue over here, and then just hold that down. Oh, that looks super cute. I love that. Okay, that is all glued on. Then the last thing is his hat. And I'm gonna take the piece that I have right here and see if I can kind of make a little poof ball out of it that I can attach to the top of the hat. So I think I'm going to kind of glue this in a little ball like this. Probably should get some in there. Keep it all together. That looks pretty decent. And then this is going to get glued. Well, once I get it in a good round shape, I'm going to glue this to the top of the hat. It actually doesn't look too bad. So I am going to, of course, ran out of hot glue. And my hot glue gun falls over again. I might have to get a little bit more glue on there, but I don't know, maybe it'll stay. Alright, his little poof ball is on his hat. That looks really super cute. Then the last thing that I'm going to do, this is obviously going to be a wall hanging. So I'm just going to take a little mop string that I have, and I'm going to glue it on here, but I'm going to glue it so that it hangs here. I don't want to see the string. I mean, you might want to see the string hang out of there, but I think it'll look a lot better with his head just hanging on the wall without the string coming out of his head. So I'm just going to take some hot glue and glue these mop strings down nice and good. Probably put a little bit on top of there too. Alright, that is all glued on there now, and my gnome is all done. I think that's a pretty good upgrade from the one that they had on the shelf. I'll get a better picture of it at the end so you can see it, but I think he turned out super cute and did not cost a lot. If you buy the mop head and this mop head and the thing and the fleece, I mean, you can make probably at least 2, maybe 3 of these for very, very low cost. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. And hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload. And take care. Thank you. Bye. Krafts, and today we are going to making a Christmas ornament gift. So I bought a couple of these sleds and they're super cute, but I did notice there's a little issue with them. There's a lot of glue on these. So what I did was I just took some sandpaper, and in the spots where I think you're gonna see it, I just sanded the glue right off, and I'm hoping that that is gonna help my paint stick. Okay, so I have it sanded down, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is I untied this. I'm gonna take this off for right now. And I did get this from the Crafter Square at Dollar Tree, in case I didn't say that before. And then I am going to take my antique Waverly wax, and I am going to put a coat of that on my sled. So I am going to put it on here. Oh, see, look, it still looks like there's some glue on there, even though I sanded it down. Maybe I didn't sand it enough. And then I am just gonna wipe this off. Yeah, you can still see where all the glue spots are on there. Okay, so I'm actually doing 2 of these. So I did this one, and this one had the glue. It was really bad. So what I did is, and I don't think it made it any better, but I took this Waverly chalk paint in Silver Lining, and I just kind of dry brushed it onto the sled. I think it looks okay, but I still think I want to do something to maybe try to cover that up. But this one I'm thinking I'm just going to leave like this. This one didn't have a ton of glue spots, so I think I'm just going to leave it. So then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put my decorations on there. Okay, so what I did is I used my Cricut and I cut out some stuff to put on there. And this, for my transfer paper, is actually contact paper from Dollar Tree, which when you can get it off of here, it's kind of hard to get off, but when you get it off of there, it actually works really, really good for vinyl. I really, really like this. So this I am going to stick on my sled. And this is where I have a very hard time because I can never center things. I'm so bad at it. Alright, let's really put it on there. I probably should have took my heat gun and dried the sled. I mean, it's kind of dry, but that wax paint kind of leaves like a little film on there. Alright, and there's my Merry Christmas. And then I am going to attempt to, and not put any Mod Podge on there. I'm going to put my name on there. Okay, I have it all on there. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I got this berry garland from Dollar Tree. And I am going to make a wreath around the Merry Christmas with it. So I'm just going to, losing all the beads off of it. Wasn't a very good piece that I got here. So I'm just gonna try to make it just so, I mean, so you can, you still want to be able to see the Merry Christmas. If I was thinking, I probably should have put the Merry Christmas a little bit lower, but alright. So I'm just gonna take about that much. I'm gonna cut that off. And it's just gonna kind of get wrapped around like this. And I am going to put it around my Merry Christmas here on my sled. Okay, I have my little wreath all made, and now I'm just gonna stick some hot glue on here. And I'm gonna glue it right to the sled. I'm gonna have it stick up just a little bit. All right, just like that. Then the next thing I'm gonna do is I got this checkered ribbon. The only stuff I've been able to find at Dollar Tree was this really little thin stuff. So I bought some of this from Walmart. And what I did was I cut it in half so it wasn't quite so thick. And what I'm gonna do, I think I'm just gonna leave the wire in the one side and just kind of let this fray a little bit. I'm not too worried about the fraying. And I am going to make a bow with this. And I'm going to use some jute to put it together, and then I'm going to stick it up in the corner. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the jute that came on the sleigh here, because I'm going to put something different up there. So I'm just going to make a bow. Not the best at bows, but it's just going to be a small bow. I don't want it too big because the sleigh is pretty small. And then I just wrap this around here like that. And then I just stick a little dab of hot glue in here, and then I tie it again. All right, and then I am going to cut the ends off. Oh, I just cut my ribbon. Oh, good job. Okay, so when I snipped it, I cut my ribbon here, so let's see what we can do. I was gonna dovetail it, but I don't think that's gonna work now, so I think I'm just gonna go like that. That's about all I can do since I just cut it on accident. Oh, mishaps when you're crafting. Happens all the time. Alright, so I have my little bow made. I'm just going to cut a couple of these little bigger ends off of here. Okay, and then I am going to glue my hot ribbon, I'm going to hot glue my ribbon up in the corner right here onto my sleigh. So right about there, I'm going to put the ribbon behind the wreath here. And then I think, just because I don't like that sticking out there, I'm thinking about sticking maybe a little jingle bell or something. I think the jingle bell might look good. I'm going to stick that right on top of my bow here. Okay, so I am almost done, and I have this red cord that I got. It was on the Dollar Tree treat bags, which I actually used for a couple different projects, but I did not use the cord. So I'm going to use this on my sleigh for the hanger instead of the jute. Okay, so I have my cord on there, and then there's just one more thing I'm going to do. I should probably just leave it the way it is, but of course I'm not going to. I have this snow text that I got, and it's kind of old. I think I need to get some more. I don't even know how old this is, but I don't think it's working quite exactly like it's supposed to, but I'm going to put some of this for snow on my sled. And I'm just going to do the top part here. See, it's supposed to stick on there. But like I said, this stuff is pretty old, so I'm just gonna stick some on there and kind of rub it on with my fingers. And I'm just gonna go up the side of the sled here. The stuff dries hard. Well, it's supposed to dry hard. We'll see what happens. Alright, so I have the snow texture on there, and as you can see, it just gives it a nice, cute little touch. I was just using my finger. I think I need to find some more of this stuff, and I was just kind of rubbing it on. And I think that looks way better than paint if you're trying to make snow. So, and then I put a little bit on the wreath that I made here. But that is it. It is all finished. Well, I hope you made it to the end, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload. And take care. Bye. I'm Christina from Christina's Crafts. I am starting to make my Christmas stuff, or sorry, Christmas gifts, I should say. And what I'm going to do is I literally just picked this up 2 days ago from Dollar Tree. And I am going to use this for my project. We're going to make a sign. So I'm going to take this out of here, and I'm probably going to save that because you never know what you could use that for. And normally what I would do is I was going to paint the inside of this, but I'm cutting corners today, and I'm just going to use a piece of scrapbook paper that I have, and I am just going to hot glue the scrapbook paper right into there. Making sure, and then I'm going to double check the ends to make sure that it's sticking. You're not going to see this part at all, so it doesn't really matter, but you'll see why I need to get why this needs to be covered up. Okay, got my scrapbook paper in there. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is I bought this LED light set in red from Dollar Tree, and these lights are going to go inside of this box. So figure out what your bottom of your box is going to be, and that is going to be where your lights are going to start. So this is going to be the bottom of my sign. So my lights are going to go here, and this is going to get attached to the back. So what I want to do is I want to kind of space them out. Don't worry about the sides too much. I want the lights more in the middle. So we're just going to take these lights, and I'm going to go up a little bit here and get these two lights on. Now I already counted the lights. I've actually made this project already, and I'm making another one because it turned out really nice, and I'm going to give them as gifts. So this is going to be the bottom of your sign. You're actually going to be putting stuff on the bottom here, so you don't want them in the bottom too far. So I am just going to go ahead and put these lights around, and then I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so I'm already all the way around. I put 2 lights on each side, focusing more in the middle, and then I have 2 lights left, and those are actually going to go in the middle of my sign. I'm going to stick one about here, and then the other one above it, just kind of over a little bit. So like right here. All right. Lights are in. Then what I also did, just because I didn't want the wires, is the longer wires, I just kind of hot glued those down to get them out of the way. Okay, got most of my wires down here. Now what I want to do is I am going to glue this down. It's going to come on the outside of the box. So then this is going to come right around back here. Oh, let me get that in there. It's going to come right around the sign. So I'm going to stick some hot glue here. And this is going to get glued to the side. And then eventually this is going to get glued to the back of this. But for right now, I'm just going to keep this off to the side. And then the next thing that we're going to do, and this is the cool part, I think it is. So I bought these treat sacks from Dollar Tree, and they had a couple different ones, but this one was my favorite. So I am going to use this to cover the box, but as you can see, it doesn't quite fit the way I want it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take it apart, and there's a tag in here. So when I did my first project, all I did was rip this tag out, and then that created a hole in the bag. And then I just started ripping it from there. So I'm gonna get this bag separated into 2 pieces. All right, I have my treat bag all tore apart. Now, I originally was just gonna use this Merry and Bright, but when you turn the lights on, in certain lights you can actually see the wires in there. So I'm gonna diffuse it a little bit and use the whole bag. But like I told you, the bag itself wasn't big enough to fit over there, so I had to, that's why I had to take it apart. So I'm gonna use a lot of hot glue in this project. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the back of the sack here, and then that is gonna get hot glued onto my frame here. So just like that, set it down, and just glue it on. So I'm gonna glue this all the way around my box here. Okay, so I'm just finishing up gluing that, and I pulled it as tight as I could because I don't want this sinking into my box. So as I put it on, I pulled it pretty tight. So I'm just gonna cut this little ridge of the treat bag off here, and then I am going to take these little edges around here, and I'm gonna glue those down onto the box. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do, now remember this is your bottom over here, where your light box is. It's just easier to work on the project without attaching this to the back right away. So this is all apart, and then I am just gonna try to line this up on here the best that I can, and stretch it out just like I did the other one. And this is gonna get, we're gonna hot glue this right to the other one. Okay, so I have it glued on here, and then I'm gonna do the same thing with this layer as I did the other layer. I'm just gonna cut this off, and then I'm gonna hot glue all these sides down. Okay, I have this all the way around my box, and you're just gonna leave it like that, so don't worry about that for right now. Now you are gonna need a jumbo popsicle stick, craft stick, and 2 small craft sticks. But these I got from Dollar Tree, this I got from Walmart. And you are going to measure this on your box here, and you're gonna cut the ends off. So you want it to, this is gonna sit like this. So, oh, sorry. I'm just using an old scissors to cut the ends off. All right, so this is actually gonna sit like this right here. But what we need is these little popsicle sticks, craft sticks, so that we can hold this all together. So I'm just gonna cut off some chunks. I'm gonna stick these onto here. So I am gonna glue these onto here. And then this is going to get hot glued like this onto my box. See how these craft sticks down here are going to hold this little ledge on. So I am going to stick some hot glue. And then this is going to get glued onto here like this. So there. And then you have a little ledge right here that you are going to be putting stuff on. Okay, so I have that on. Then the next thing I'm going to do is, you can see this isn't standing. So now I'm going to hot glue my battery pack onto the back, because now that I'm going to be decorating the front, I want it to stand up, which I will have to turn my camera off. So when you put it on, make sure that the little screw for the battery pack is on the back so that you are able to change out batteries. And you're just going to hot glue it right onto there, just right on there, and then line it up with the edge right here of your project, because this is going to help it stand also. But then you also have access to turn the lights on and to change the battery pack. And then these little cords here, they're just going to get hot glued onto here like that. Okay, so this is what the back looks like, and then see, look at it, stands perfectly. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is, I have this gold faux yarn, and I got it on clearance at Walmart. And oh, I've been using this on so many projects. But I am going to use this as snow on my front ledge right here. And you could use, I mean, you could use felt. You could just have painted the sticks white. That would have been perfectly fine too. But I just really think this looks really nice with, because it kind of looks like fluffy snow. So I am just going to hot glue this. Yeah, lots of hot glue in this project. Nope, not a lot of painting. There'll be a little painting in the end, but right now, not really any painting. Not the biggest fan of painting. So I got these in a pack from the Dollar Tree, these branches. And I also got this, which I was so shocked that my Dollar Tree actually had those, and so excited at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set 2 of these aside for right now, and then I'm going to take 2 of these. I'm just going to try to, they're kind of squished one way. I'm just kind of trying to fluff them up a little bit. As you can see, they're just kind of like flat this way. So I'm just trying to fluff them up a little bit. And then I'm going to take this berry garland that I got, and I'm going to wrap it around these stems. So it's just going to go around like this. And I'm going to connect the other one here to the berry garland. So I'm actually going to take this and I'm going to twist these together because I want it to be one long piece. So stick these together, and then I'm just going to wrap this around this whole thing, creating this like basically garland. Okay, I'm going to cut the end here. All right, let's get that out of the way. And then I'm going to wrap this around the end. And this garland that I just made is actually going to go, I'm going to set it on my sign here, and it's going to go around down on the sides. And then I'm just going to right basically on the edge of it. And then I'm going to glue this down all the way around my project. Okay, now that I have that all glued around, when I wrap the garland around, some of these, the little, whatever you call them, little branchy things here, the little garland, you know, kind of got stuck. So I'm just using this little tool right here, and I'm just kind of pulling the branches, the little things out, just to make it look a little bit fuller. Okay, then just to give it a little bit more thickness around the sign, I'm going to take 2 more of these branches, and they're going to kind of stick up like this. I'm not even going to fluff them. I'm just going to kind of stick them up. Here, let me go on the other side so you can see. See how they're just kind of flat like that? I'm just going to stick these and glue these onto the sign behind the garland. So that's why I didn't worry about the burlap on there at all. You know, with the burlap being on the sides, because I knew that was going to get covered up. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one on this side, and then this one's going to go on this side. Great. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate this bottom. So I got these little trucks from the Dollar Tree, these little ornaments. And as you can see, like I said, I already made one, so I already used trucks, but they come on this little wire, and I just took the little wire and put it behind the truck. I didn't even bother taking it off because it's attached over here. So the little truck is going to go right here on my sign. And then I have a little lamppost and a snowman. They come in those little packs at Dollar Tree. And the little light post is going to go here, and I'm going to stick the snowman right in the middle there. My other one, I have a couple different things on there. This is what I am putting on this one, and I'm just putting a bunch of hot glue on there, and I'm just sticking it right to this fur. Just kind of pushing it down. Yeah, and I'm probably, what I did too, that's right, last night when I made the other one, I kind of glued this to the sign a little bit to get it to stay. I think he's going to be fine. The lamppost, I think I had to glue to the back of the sign because I don't think the lamppost did very good. So yeah, it's kind of wobbly because of the fur on there. So I'm just gonna stick a little bit on there and stick it to the sign. But I do want to put a bow up in the corner. So I'm just gonna measure about how big I think I want it. And then what I'm gonna do is, this ribbon is really thick. I got this ribbon from Dollar Tree. I'm just gonna cut the ribbon right in half. And then I'm gonna cut the ends. Okay, so I have all my pieces of my bow cut. I cut 2 bigger and then 2 smaller. And then you're just gonna lay them out and kind of crisscross them like so. And then I have this, this was the cord that was on the treat bag. So I am just gonna scrunch this up here, and I'm gonna use that cord to tie my ribbon. I'm gonna stick a little hot glue on there to hold it. So a little hot glue, and then I'm just gonna tie it again, and that'll hold that together really nice. And then I'm gonna cut these cords. And then this is gonna get stuck to the side of my sign. So here's my sign. I'm just gonna lay this down for right now. And of course I'm just gonna use some more hot glue. Lots of hot glue on this project, that is for sure. All right, so I have my bow on there, and then I'm just gonna dress that bow up a little bit. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I got this little pack from Dollar Tree, and I am gonna stick 2 of these little pine cones right here. So I'm gonna stick those on my ribbon, right in the center there. Like so. And then I got these little berry picks that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm actually just gonna pop it right off the stem, and that is gonna go above the pine cones. Like that. And I'm gonna leave that right like that. Then there's just one more thing that needs to be done. So the final thing is I have this Waverly white chalk paint, and I am actually gonna dry brush the garland around here, because the garland, from Dollar Tree, although is cheap, it just doesn't have, I don't know, it just looks kind of fake. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of white to that, and if I get the berries, that's fine too, because it's basically made to look like snow. So I'm just gonna brush some of that white paint on here. All right, and then it is all finished. Look at that. That looks so nice. I am gonna be so proud to give these as Christmas gifts this year. I know these projects are a little bit more, entailed than what a lot of other YouTubers do, but I mean, this is so pretty. And wait till you see it lit up in the right light. Oh, it just looks absolutely beautiful. Look at that. So that is the end of my video. I really hope you made it to the end, because I think that you'd be really happy if you made this for somebody for Christmas. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload. And thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye. And this is what it looks like with all the lights on. And this is what they look like with minimal lighting. And here we are with all the lights off. Hey everybody, it's Christina from Christina's Crafts, and I am working on another Christmas gift. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off here, and I'm actually going to leave that hole in there, because that is where I am going to hang it. And I'm going to take this Folk Art medium gray acrylic paint just the top part of this right here. So I'm just going to take some paint, and I'm just gonna paint this top right here. Okay, I have that all painted. Then the next thing is I bought this placemat from Dollar Tree with the buffalo check. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take this apart because there's 2 layers to this. And I'm just gonna cut the end off here because it's all stitched. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these 2 layers apart here. And I'm gonna have to get all these little strings and everything out of here. Okay, so I have it all tore apart. I cut the 2 ends and then I just took the stitching out of the other ends. And this should just come right off of here. And cut some strings so I don't wreck it. Okay, I have my placemat all apart, and the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to Mod Podge this onto my bulb form. So I'm just going to take my matte Mod Podge and I'm going to start Mod Podging my placemat onto here. So just going to stick a bunch of Mod Podge on there and then attach to there, and then I'm going to do this all the way down. Okay, my Mod Podge should be pretty dry on here. I took a heat gun to adhere it onto there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and I am going to take my X-Acto knife and I am going to cut the fabric out around my bulb. Okay, I have my buffalo check on there, and now since I'm giving this as a gift, I am actually going to take the back of the placemat and I'm going to Mod Podge this to the back. Okay, I have the red all Mod Podge on the back of my ornament, so I'm going to take my X-Acto knife again and I am going to go around here and cut out the bulb. Okay, I have the back all cut out, and now what I'm going to do, just so I know that my fabric is going to stay on there, I'm going to take my Mod Podge and I'm actually going to go over, don't want to get any chunks in there, go right over my fabric here. Okay, so now I'm ready to start decorating. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my hanger. And I got these beads. I'm just going to leave them natural color. I'm not going to paint them. Those were off of other Dollar Tree signs. And I am going to string my beads on here like this. Okay, so I have some tape on here and I am just going to stick this other end through the beads here. Of course, last one's got to give me problems. Okay, then I'm just going to get this tape off of here. And then this is going to be my hanger right here. And what I'm going to do, first I'm going to get these ends kind of even. These are just going to hang like this. I'm going to just put a little tie in here. Like that. And it's just going to hang like this. Okay, got my hot glue gun heated up, and I'm going to get my beads hot glued together here so they stay, so they don't ride up the string. And the last one. Alright, now we're going to do the fun part, and we are going to decorate our bulb. So my plan is I have this believe sign that I got at Dollar Tree. I don't really like how that looks, but I also have this that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna put the believe on top of this on my sign here. And I may change this, it might not be the right size, but I'm gonna take some strings out here just at the end. And these strings I didn't really want out, but that one's kind of coming out. Alright, so it looks pretty even there. Okay, so I have this where I want it. I'm a little afraid to use hot glue because I think it's going to show through there. I should probably use Mod Podge, but I'm going to try the hot glue. I'm just kind of pulling it. Because I'm going to have hot glue on the back of this, so I think that's going to help hold it down. I just don't want a lot of hot glue on here because I don't want it to show through this too bad. Okay, I have that on. Now I'm going to put my Believe on there. So, just going to try to go quick. Get some glue on here and then try to line it up. And hopefully it's good the first time I stick it on, because once it's on, it's on. Okay, I have my Believe on there. It's a little bit crooked, but that's all right. I'm not too worried about it. All right, then I got these ornaments from Dollar Tree, and I'm gonna stick one of these on there. I think these are so pretty, but they're so big, so it's kind of hard to find projects to put them on. And I'm gonna stick this right onto here, but maybe if I just put a little bit on there, and then I'm gonna stick it right onto here. Okay, my snowflake is on there, and now I'm gonna dress up the top a little bit. So I have these picks that I got from Dollar Tree, the snow greenery, and these are gonna get glued on at my top, at the top here. I'm gonna have them coming off. So I'm just gonna stick some hot glue on here, and I'm gonna glue this down right at the top here, and then I'm gonna stick another one over here. And then I think I'm gonna stick these coming down like this right here. Stick that in there. And then I also have this pick that I got from Dollar Tree, and I think I'm going to take this little pine cone right here, and he's going to get stuck right up on the top here. I don't know if I want to stick some berries on there or not. Alright, so I am going to get my pine cone glued on here. I'm not very good at centering things. I didn't get this very straight on here either. But, so I'm gonna stick that on there, and then I still have this up here, so I think I'm gonna take some berries. So I got these berry picks from Dollar Tree, and I think I'm just gonna pop them off and just stick them on the top up here. Kind of cover up the branches. Hot glue stuck to my nails. Alright, I have my berries glued on there. I think that looks pretty good. Then I just have this chunk of a lint roller, and I'm just going to take this real quick and just kind of dab up all the stuff that's around it that fell off of there. Clean it up a little bit, make sure I got all my glue strings off. But that is it. This Christmas gift is all finished. Well, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload. And take care. Bye. Hey everybody, it's Christina from Christina's Crafts. I just recently went to Dollar Tree and I found this little crate. Oh my gosh, I was so excited when I saw it. my Dollar Tree has not had these before, but I had the perfect thing to do with it. So I took that off of there, and then I am going to use this elephant chalk paint, and I am going to put a coat just on the outside. I am not going to try to get it completely covered because I am going to distress it. But I'm definitely thinking the gray color is the color that I want to go with. So I'm going to get the whole outside done. Like I said, maybe not worry about the inside, maybe just the tops, like right up here, just in case that would show. But I'm planning on filling the crate, so you shouldn't even be able to see the inside of it. Okay, my crate is painted, and then I'm just going to take some of this white Waverly chalk paint, and I am going to dry brush some white on my crate. So I am just going to go around the whole crate and dry brush white on. I'm going to put it on pretty thick, so it's going to look pretty much about like that. Alright, my crate is all finished. I think it looks so cute. Okay, so then the next thing that I'm going to do is I love blue for Christmas, and I want to put this blue Christmas tree in there. And I want it to stick up, obviously. I don't want it sitting like that, so I want it up a little bit. So I have this foam here that I am going to cut down until I get about the right height. I wish I would have grabbed a knife, but this is all I have right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hot glue that in there, and then I am going to take my tree. Just see I have a little straggler here. I'm going to take my tree and stick it on top of there. I think maybe a tad bit lower. I think it's a little too high yet. Let's try that. Oh, that's a pretty good height right there. Alright, so I'm just going to take some hot glue, put it right on my foam here, and stick that about in the center. Now I am going to take some of this Spanish moss, and this is why I didn't bother painting the whole inside of the crate, because I knew I was going to fill the inside of this with the Spanish moss. So I'm going to go ahead and go stuff this in here and go all the way around. I'm not going to go up too far because I still have to put my tree on there. This is going to be one of the quickest, easiest projects I've done in a while. Alright, so I'm getting my Spanish moss in there, and then I'm just taking this little tool and I'm just kind of pulling some of it out a little bit so it sticks out of the crate. Like so. I think that looks really cute. Even though I'm going to cover one part of it up, but okay. So then the next thing is to put my tree on there, and that is going to sit right in the middle here, and I'm just going to hot glue that down. I just want to make sure I got as much of the Spanish moss off of there as I can, so it seals really good. And of course, glue stick every time. Alright, and then I'm going to stick that right on my foam. Alright, and then I'm going to stick a little bit more Spanish moss in here, because I'm just going to cover up the wood down there. I don't need to see that little wood piece that's on there. Alright, I got my Spanish moss in there. Then I have this base filler that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to stick a couple pine cones in here. I just think it's going to give it a little bit extra touch. So I'm just going to hot glue those right down into my Spanish moss here. Alright, and then I'm going to stick one over on that side yet. Let's try not to get it stuck to my fingers. Kind of peeking out here a little bit. I think I need to find a little bit better one. That one looks kind of smushed. There, just stick those right in there. I just think that gives it a little bit extra touch. Then I think there's just one more thing that I'm going to do to this one. I'm keeping this one really simple. And I have this little snowflake that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to stick this right on the front of my crate here. So it has it's a little sticker, and I'm going to keep that on there because I want it to kind of pop off a little bit. So I'm just going to stick my snowflake right on the front here. And I think that's all I'm going to do with this one. I think it looks pretty good just the way it is. So that is it. Probably took like, I don't even know, maybe 20 minutes or so. And I think it's super cute. I don't know, but I love blue though. Blue's my Christmas color. So I just want to say thanks for watching, and I hope that you subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload, and take care. Bye. Hi everybody, it's Christina from Christina's Crafts, and I am making another Christmas present today, and I am going to use this frame that I got from Dollar Tree. What I want to do first is, I see that this frame's a little bit roughed up and a little bit stained, so I'm just going to take some sandpaper. I'm just kind of rough it up a little bit more and leave it kind of a rustic farmhouse look, but I'm just going to sand like the corners of it and a little bit on here. Okay, I have the frame all sanded down. Then I'm going to take this off of here. I may or may not use this, not sure yet. And then I have this little piece of, this was a Dollar Tree placemat. And I have this left over from, I think, 2 other crafts that I used it for. And I am going to cut this out. It should be big enough to cover it. Okay, I have my piece all cut out. It's a little bit small. You can kind of see in the back. So I am just going to go ahead and hot glue this in here. And then we are going to use some trim to try to cover that up. So I'm just going to stick some hot glue in here. Try to get the corners. And I'm going to stick my fabric in here and try to get it as straight as possible. I am going to take this trim, and I'm just going to go around all the way around the inside of the box so that you don't see that. Okay, I have that all inside there. It looks pretty good. And then I'm going to take this berry garland that I got from Dollar Tree, and I think I'm actually going to use this as my handle. So I'm going to need a little extra room here, so I'm just going to rip the beads off on the ends here. So these are going to go inside my top, like so. So I'm gonna just put some hot glue on here and glue these down. Let me grab a little rubber finger. Oh, too much hot glue. Okay, then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this little red truck that I got, an ornament from Dollar Tree, in the corner of my sign. But I am going to take this wire off of here, except for this end, because this little tree is tied to the wire here. So I am just going to cut that, and then I'm just going to bend this down so the tree stays attached to my truck. And I already scraped the glitter off of one of these. It just does not, it's just not put together very well. So I just took my finger and just scraped the glitter off. Just like that. Alright, and then my truck is going to go in the corner of my sign right here. I'm going to have to put a little bit of hot glue here and here, and then the back of the tree, because that's the part that sticks out against the sign. So I'm going to stick that guy right there. Alright, truck is stuck in there. Then I have this joy sign, which I am going to put in here. I got this from Dollar Tree, and this is actually going to go, I'm going to kind of set it like this, but I want it to kind of pop off a little bit. So I have these little pop-up adhesive dots that I got from Crafter Square from Dollar Tree, And I'm gonna put some on the back of this joy sign. All right, so I'm gonna try to kind of distribute them so it doesn't dip in anywhere. And I'm thinking I'm probably, because I don't think this is gonna stick to that, I'm probably gonna have to put some hot glue on some of these. But I don't want it showing through this, through my sign. I think what I'm gonna have to do, because that's gonna be too big, I'm just gonna have to take my scissors and cut a couple of these so I can fit them over here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these little these things off so that they're sticky, but then I'm gonna put some hot glue on there too. All right, so I'm just about done. So I got this pick from Dollar Tree, which actually looks pretty good from Dollar Tree, and I took 2 off of there. And what I'm gonna do is I am going to hot glue these in here. I'm just gonna stick some hot glue in here and hold it down. And then stick some more hot glue in there and put the other branch on. Okay, then I'm still holding this because it's still wet, but I'm sticking a little bit of hot glue on the back of these branches here to kind of glue them up. All right, so I got that in there, and then I think I'm gonna use some of these berries. I got these from Dollar Tree also. I had to snatch them up when I saw them. And I think I'm gonna stick a couple of these berries in the middle here, and I'm just popping them off. So, a little hot glue, and try not to drop it. And stick that one right there. And then I'm gonna stick that one over there. Okay, so I got this little bag of goodies from Dollar Tree. I think it was called Base Filler. And I got these little pine cones, and I think I'm just gonna stick these in here just to add a little bit more. I think I'm gonna stick that one about there. Okay, I am almost done. So I had this little like flower thing. There's a couple of these in this base filler bag, and just to finish it off, I think I'm gonna stick this in the corner of my project. So I'm just gonna snap the stem off and see if I can just fit that right in the corner there. Let me cut a little bit more off here. All right, and then a little bit of hot glue, and I'm gonna stick that right in the corner of the sign. But that is it, my project is finished. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you stuck around to the end. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload, and take care. Thanks again for watching. Bye. Hi everybody, it's Christina from Christina's Crafts, and I'm going to be making over this bulb using Dollar Tree vinyl. So first thing I want to do is cut this off here, and then I'm going to pop this off, which I already popped off, and then this is all going to come off of here. Now I'm pretty sure I can just peel this right off. So let me get that up. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to take the black vinyl. Yeah, I think the black vinyl. Maybe I should do silver. I'm going to take the black vinyl, and I'm going to cover my bulb with it. So I'm going to go ahead and get that cut out. All right, I have my piece all cut out, and then I'm going to take the vinyl off the paper here, and I am going to stick it onto my bulb. Very simple. Now the only problem I might have is it's sticking, because this vinyl does not stick very good. Yep, I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to stick a little glue on there, and I just have this glitter glue that I got off of Amazon. I'm just going to go around the edges with the glitter glue. See, it makes a really fine little glue tip on there. It's nice and precise. I use this for quite a few things, making cards too. So I'm just gonna go around and get my glue on here and get it stuck down. Okay, now while that's drying, I am going to take my X-Acto knife and I am going to cut out around the bulb. So I got my cutting mat here and I'm just going to cut the vinyl out right around the bulb like this. Okay, my bulb is all cut out. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little tree ornament that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take the silver vinyl that I got from Dollar Tree and I'm going to put that on the tree. So this stuff isn't the greatest for cutting, but I've been using it in my crafts and I think it looks really cool. I wish I could have got my hands on some of the checkered vinyl though. That would have been a lot better. So I am going to go ahead with my glue again, and I'm just going to go around the outer edges of the tree. I have that glued and I am going to go ahead and start cutting, and I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife again and I am just going to cut around the tree. Now I've done this in a previous video. It does take a little bit longer to cut the tree than the bulb, but I think the trees look really pretty with this vinyl on there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cut out. Alright, I got my tree all done, and then I'm going to start putting this together. So I am going to get my topper on my bulb put back on here. Got to be careful with this too because it is metal and the heat from the hot glue will go right through the metal. Make sure I get that on there straight. Yep, it's warm. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I am going to actually take some of this trim and I'm going to go around my bulb. I think I want to put it on the outside, but this is kind of a thick corner, so I'm going to put it up just a tad higher. So I'm going to stick a little here. And then I'm going to stick it, see, up on this upper edge up here. So not in the middle, but on the upper edge of the form here, of the bulb. So right like this. And then I'm going to go all the way around like that, towards the top edge of the bulb. Okay, I have my tinsel ribbon all the way around my bulb, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my tree on. I'm going to try to center this the best that I can in the bulb here. And I don't want to put too much hot glue close to the edges because I don't want it to squish out onto my project. So I'm thinking it should stick pretty good anyways. Alright, well, whether it's centered or not, it's stuck on. Alright, and then I was contemplating I was going to hang it, but I didn't really know where to hang it, so I am just going to, I think I was going to make a stand for it because this could, I mean, it's not super big, it probably could fit on a tiered tray, maybe the top shelf of a tiered tray. So what I want to do is I want to make it stand, but this is going to be kind of difficult because I don't want it to be off center because the bottom's round. So I am going to have to do my best to try to keep it straight, I think. So I'm going to take my block and try to line it up down here. Let's see. Oh, it's going to have to stick off quite a bit here to be onto the bottom. Alright, I am going to just go ahead and chance it. I'm going to stick some hot glue on my Jenga block here, and then I'm going to flap it down and push my bulb up against it. Okay, well, it's standing. I'm just going to take this other craft block that I have. Gosh, excuse me, just cleared my throat like crazy today. And I'm going to stick this on here also, just to give it a little extra support. Okay, then I just have one more thing I'm going to do. I have this ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to make a little bow to put on top. And everything you see here was all from Dollar Tree, just so you know. All right, I have my bow made, and that is gonna go right on here. Just gonna use a little hot glue for that. And stick it on here. And then I wanna make sure that my ribbon's gonna hang decent on here. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, well that is it. I think this is gonna look really cute sitting on my mantle or wherever I decide to put it, but I really do like the stand. You don't see bulbs on stands very often. So, that's it. That is all. I used 2 different kinds of vinyl, some ribbon, my bulb that I bought. I mean, this is like one of the more simpler projects I've done in a long time. So all I have left to say is I hope you subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload, and that's it. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey everybody, it's Christina from Christina's Crafts, and I'm going to do an easy one tonight. Well, at least I think it's going to be easy. I got this plaque from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take this off of here because we are not going to hang this. And I was looking at this paper. I'm going to cover this paper up, but I can see there's wrinkles in it. So I think I'm going to have to try to peel off some of this paper. Okay, so far my project is a little nightmare. So the paper didn't want to come off, so I took a baby wipe and then I sanded it to get as smooth surface as possible. But obviously if you buy a sign that the paper's not all crinkled, you wouldn't have to do that. You could just put it right over that. So what I am going to do is I'm not going to paint this side, but I am going to paint the sides of the box with this Waverly black or ink chalk paint, and then I'm also going to paint the insides of this, the back side of that, and the sides here. Okay, I have it all painted where I wanted. I left this blank here. Then I cut this with my Cricut for a different project, but I decided that I didn't want to use it on that project. I'm actually going to use it on this one. For right now, I'm going to cut around these snowflakes here. And if you do not have a Cricut, what you can do is you could use a window cling, treat bags. I made a couple things out of Dollar Tree treat bags. It worked really, really good. Oh, a bag. You could use, oh, what do you call it? Like the shopping bags or whatever. You could definitely use that. So this is actually contact paper that I got from Dollar Tree. It's like shelf contact paper. It works pretty good for the vinyl. So I'm going to take this off of here. Alright, so I have my vinyl on here, and then I'm just going to center this in the box the best that I can. I'm not very good at centering things. See if I can get this to stick. Alright, so I got one of them in here. And I think I'm going to put one, well, I don't know, maybe I'll put them in all the corners, maybe up a little higher. Okay, so I just decided to go ahead and just put all 4 of them in there. Okay, so I got these branches. I don't have many left from Dollar Tree. These are actually pretty good looking for Dollar Tree. And I am going to stick these inside of my box here. So I'm just going to put some hot glue on here. And these are going to go right there. So as you're probably wondering, this is going to be a 2-sided project. So you will be able to put either side up. And the best part about this one is you can leave it up. You don't have to take it down at Christmas time. And I got these little berry picks from Dollar Tree, and I am just going to stick 2 of these little pieces in the middle here. Yes, I know they're a different color red than the vinyl, but I think since it's a darker red, I think it'll look fine. So, stick my little balls in there. Alright, and then that side of the project is complete. Okay, so then for the second side, what I want to do is I have this paper vinyl from Dollar Tree, and I am going to take this side of my box and I am going to cover it with this vinyl. So I'm going to go ahead and get a square cut out. Okay, so I am just going to take my square of vinyl and I'm going to put it on this box, and then I'm going to cut out around it once I have the vinyl on there. I'm hoping this stuff's going to stick to this. I'm thinking it probably will. I did a couple projects with this vinyl already, and it didn't stick to wood very good, but I might have to put a little something on there to keep it down. Yeah, it peels off pretty easy. Okay, so I have the vinyl on here. That's why I needed a smooth surface. Because of that, and now I'm just taking my X-Acto knife and I am just cutting out around the box here. I got 3 sides done. Okay, I have the vinyl all cut out. It looks pretty good. I love the sparklies. So I got my one side done. Now my plan for the second side is I bought these ornaments from Dollar Tree. And what I want to do, I'm just kind of going simple with this project. I'm not getting too crazy. This tree I want to put right in the middle of my project here. And I noticed that this is having a little bit of a problem standing up, so I'm going to make sure that my tree is hitting on the outside or on the bottom here so that it'll help hold my stand up. I'm trying to pick the branches that are kind of sticking up a little bit. And then I want it down just a little bit. Okay, I have my tree on there and now it's standing really good. So now I just need to finish this side. Yeah, I'm still trying to get the glue strings off of there. Okay, so what else I think I'm going to do, I got these stickers from Dollar Tree, and I think I'm going to put a couple of these smaller snowflakes on here, just to give it a little bit more pop. Alright, then the only other thing I need to do is I need to figure out that hole. I don't like that hole up in that tree. Okay, so after much deliberation, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take a snowflake and I am just going to pop one of these little pieces off the ends, and I'm going to try to stick it right on this hole here. Oh, I think that looks good. See, now you can't even see the hole. That looks really good. I like that. All right, so I think I'm just gonna leave this one really simple like this, because this, like I said, you can keep up after Christmas is over. So there is the one side, the Let It Snow, and then the other side. All right, I'm gonna leave my project just the way it is. I think that looks really cute. Very simple, and the side's very simple. I don't think it really needs any more than that, but double-sided, you can flip it whichever way you like. Well, that is it for the end of my, this is the end. Oh, sorry, it's been a long night. I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload, and take care. Bye. Hey everyone, it's Christina from Christina's Crafts, and I'm going to show you how I made this adorable candy cane using pretty much almost all Dollar Tree supplies. Alright, I am super excited about this one. So I got this candy cane wreath from Dollar Tree, and I also bought this ribbon that they had. When I bought the ribbon, wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but I have it figured out now, and I'm super excited about this. I think it's going to turn out really cute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ribbon. It comes in a roll like this, and I'm actually going to bunch it up like this. So I'm going to start in the back here. I am just going to tie this around my wreath form here. just like that. And then I'm just gonna bunch this up, bunch this up like this, and then I'm just gonna start wrapping this around my wreath form. I wanna make sure I get that tail end in there good. I'm gonna try to get right on the edge here. And I'm just gonna keep crinkling it up and wrapping it around. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more on the end here. I don't want that wire showing through. And I'm just gonna keep going like this around it. I bought 3 of these, so I'm hoping this is gonna be enough. Maybe I shouldn't make it quite so thick. Let's try this again. I'll just put a little extra right on the front here. And then I can always go back over it if I need more. But I'm just gonna wrap it around like this and just kind of push it up. I'm not gonna hot glue anything right now, just because I don't know if I'm gonna have enough of this stuff to go all the way around my candy cane. But I am just gonna keep wrapping it around like this. Right, so I already used up 1 roll of ribbon, so I'm just gonna see here. About 7 inches I use, so 6, 7, 6. I might be just a little bit short if I use all 3 of them. I didn't quite think I was going to use that much, so I might have to space this apart a little bit. So I am just going to unwrap it and maybe do it just a little bit looser. If I had 4, I would totally keep it like that because I think that looks really good. So I'm just going to maybe not crinkle it up so much, just maybe leave it a little bit looser. So your wire probably will show through a little bit then. But I would suggest getting 4, and then you definitely have enough to go around the whole thing. So I'm going to get this first one on and then start on the second one. And hopefully I will have enough. Okay, I got the first one on, and then I am just going to secure this into the back here with some hot glue, and then I am going to start on to the second roll. Alright, so I am going to tie this right on the end. I can get all my ends through. Just like that. Alright, and then I'm gonna just kind of go over that end a little bit so it doesn't stick out, and then just keep wrapping. So I'm gonna get the second one all wrapped up. All right, I have the second one wrapped on here, and now I'm just gonna hot glue this onto here, and then I am going to find my other roll because I only grabbed 2, and then I'm gonna start wrapping that one on there. Right, I have the last roll out, and I'm just gonna do over here what I did on the other side. Oh, I have to go shopping. I was really hoping to have some of this stuff left because I had some ideas for a project for this, and I am using it all up on my candy cane. So I'm gonna get this tied on here and wrap the rest of the candy cane. Okay, I'm just at the end here and I just barely have enough. So now the hard part is gonna be to cut this and secure this onto here. So I'm just gonna leave this tail long for right now. And I'm gonna stick some hot glue, I think, right on this wire here and pinch it down. And we'll see how that holds. All right, it is all finished. Stuck a little hot glue in the ends here and I pinched them together just to hold it on. So now is the fun part, trying to dress it up. Okay, now that my candy cane's all done, I'm just gonna do a messy bow that's gonna stick out on my candy cane here. So I am just gonna cut this ribbon. I did get this ribbon from Dollar Tree. In case you haven't noticed, my favorite Christmas color is blue. That's why I made my candy cane blue. So I'm just gonna cut the ends, and then I'm gonna have a bow like this. And I'm gonna put a couple different layers of bows on here. I have this stuff that I got at Costco, and it's actually 2-sided, shiny blue and silver. So I'm gonna stick a couple of those in there and flip them the opposite way around. So I'm just gonna cut 2 of those. Not exactly sure how many layers I'm gonna put on, and I might cut them a little bit shorter too, depending on how it looks once I get all the bows bunched together. But it's gonna go something like this. So I'm just gonna get a couple layers done, and then it's basically just gonna get squished like this and go onto my candy cane. So let me go ahead and get my ribbon figured out what I all want on there. Okay, I have them all cut, and I did make them all just a little bit different size, starting with the biggest in the back. And I decided I'm just gonna use the 3 colors. I didn't think that I needed more than that. I think sometimes more simple just looks better. So I'm just gonna squish these in here. And then I'm just gonna take some jute here and I'm gonna tie it around. Like that, and then just kind of arrange it so all the colors are sticking out like that. And then I'm just going to stick a little hot glue in here. Alright, and then I am going to cut my ends off so they don't stick out. Gonna stick some hot glue on here and attach it right to my candy cane. Alright, and then I have this flower that I got from Dollar Tree, this little clip flower, and I was gonna put this guy right in the middle of that. Alright, so I'm gonna take this clip off of this flower here, because I don't want that on there, and then I'm gonna cut a little bit of the stem off so that it'll sit flatter on my bow. Just gotta be careful, I don't want my flower to fall apart. And then I'm gonna get some hot glue on here. And stick my flower on. Alright, and then I have one last minute addition that I am going to do to this, besides put a hanger on it because I want it to hang. I bought this LED blue light set at Dollar Tree, as you can see here. And what I'm going to do is, I wrap these kind of tight right here, but if I would have been thinking, I probably would have wrapped one a little bit looser so I could stick my battery pack in here. But I didn't know for sure if I was going to put the lights on it or not. So I'm just going to stick the battery pack right to the back here. And then I'm going to start at the top with my lights. And I'm just going to stick them inside of here, like this. I'm going to go around, I'm going to arrange them first, and then I'm probably going to put a little bit of hot glue to keep them down once I have them where I want them. Okay, I have them arranged about where I want them. I want them in the middle of the candy cane. So I am going to try to glue them in between the 2 prongs right here. So I want them kind of like this. And I am going to have to probably stick some on the wires too. So I'm just going to pull this apart a little bit. Put a little hot glue on there. And then try to stick it so that it is right in the middle of the 2 wires, because if you remember there was 4 wires on here, so it's not quite in the middle. That's pretty good. Alright, I am going to go ahead, I'm going to get the rest of these hot glued in here where I want them, and then I'm going to get this wire glued down too. Alright, I have my lights all glued in there. That looks so cute. I can't wait for you to see it when I turn the lights off. Then the next thing that I have to do is I need to get these wires all tucked in. So I'm just going to kind of pinch the wires a little bit and then stick a little hot glue in here and then stick the wires in there and just hold it down. So I'm going to go ahead and go around and get all these wires tucked in, and then I will let you see what it looks like when I'm done with that. Alright, I have all the wires all glued in back here. I have the battery pack right here, so I can turn my lights on. This can slide out so you can change the batteries. And there we have it. There is just one more thing though. I want to put a hanger on it. And I have this mop head from Dollar Tree that I use in a different project. And I am just going to grab one of these that I have around here, and I'm going to stick the mop through it, if I can get it through. And then I'm going to tie it. I'm going to have it hanging off a little bit, so I'm just going to tie a knot here. I don't want the hanger too big on top, but I'm just going to tie this in a knot like this, and then I am going to cut the ends off. Alright, and then I am just going to turn this around right here, and I'm going to stick that end underneath here. If I can get, oh, I got that glued on that side. Let's try on the other side. I'm just going to stick that in there. And then here I have my hanger to hang it up. And that is it. It is all finished. I think it turned out really good. Way better than I thought it was going to be. So there we go. I just want to say thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit the little bell so you get notified when I upload. And take care. Thanks. Bye. Here's what it looks like with no lights on. This is what it looks like with the lights on in the daytime. And this is what it looks like with the lights almost off.